People in the chat's like, then we don't talk about religion anymore. Okay, we're going to switch gears. We ain't going to talk about religion anymore. We're going to talk about Bill and Hillary Clinton. Maybe this is something we can all agree on. Probably not. I'm sure Gray will be defending his Democrat compadres tonight. But here we go. This was the Depo. This is Hillary Clinton being asked about Pizzagate.
Okay, yeah. Sure.
Fun.
Okay, so we have talked about those connections. In past public statements, as in 2017 speeches and interviews, you described Pizzagate as a baseless conspiracy theory, alleging you and others ran a child sex trafficking ring from a Washington pizzeria basement. Have you reviewed any 2025-2026 Epstein files that were released that you believe reference or relate to those specific 2016 claims regarding the Podesta emails, Comet Ping Pong Pizza used as code possibly?
I'm sorry,
You're asking her about whether she's reviewed emails in the Epstein files which relate to the wacky Pizzagate scandal.
You could characterize it however you want. I just would like to know if she's familiar with any of them.
So excuse me, your question is about whether or not she has reviewed any emails in the Epstein release files about Pizzagate.
Correct.
Pizzagate was totally made up. It was an outrageous allegation that ended up hurting a number of people, that caused a deranged young man to show up with his assault rifle and shoot up a local pizzeria. I can't believe you're even referencing it. You should be.
There are connections to the language.
Well, the QAnon people believe there are. So
I don't know what QAnon people believe.
Have at it.
But you've accused certain parties, and I think even right now today, of promoting slow walking or information in ways that fuels conspiracies. In your view, did any Epstein-Maxwell related investigations or file handling pre or post 2019 contribute to or intersect with the spread of Pizzagate style theories about Democrat figures?
Objection.
I have no way of answering. That is the most
speculation.
Ridiculously.
Have you or your representatives identified any Epstein file content that has been misinterpreted online to revive those claims? And what steps, if any, have you taken to clarify?
Again, object on the ground of.
I think that this is all very reasonable.
Well, first of all, I don't follow the crazy conspiracy stories that are online. I regret that anybody does. I find it quite sad, but also disturbing that people would believe some of what is put forth, like Pizzagate. So I have taken no steps to review anything that might have any connection to something which I think is totally bogus.
John Podesta, your 2016 campaign chair, appears in some Epstein file contexts. Social overlaps or mentions. Were you aware of any of the Podesta-related communications in the released files?
Can you please provide examples or the evidence that you would like us to review, or the exhibits that reflect that? In order
I can get some exhibits and pause this question in the meantime.
You provide those.
I will get those, and I will skip that question until we can.
Generally, if she's aware.
Generally, she is asking if she's aware of specific information that is in the files that you all are relying on. Please provide the witness with copies of that material.
If doesn't know or has no recollection, she's welcome to state so.
We're also welcome to actually see the information that you're speaking to.
And again, the representative is asking general.
I mean, really, I expected a lot of interesting questions today, but Pizzagate was not on my list.
That's okay. We're asking all sorts of things here.
You certainly are. You certainly are.
We're just trying to get the truth out to the American people.
Well, that
and
would
get
be
some clarity.
very helpful.
Are you aware of any files that were on Anthony Weiner's laptop in a folder that was titled insurance, life insurance?
He brought up the Anthony Weiner stuff?
Zip file titled Frazzle.
The chairman's ruling.
This is way
within the scope. Is this within the scope, Mr. Chairman?
If the chairman rules that it's not within the scope,
Mr. Chairman, based on what you said in the public hearing, is this within the scope?
We can go off the record for a moment to
Mr. Chairman.
Well, before we start, I'm going to have my resident conspiracy theorist respond, but I have to give props to the super chat. Thank you, Iron. We appreciate the love tonight because he's doing it on our side. Andre, just like the one dude dancing by himself on
W Cajun Cowboy.
Bro,
This
so
gay ass
Cajun
cowboy in his
died
car.
30 years ago. Andre, what do you have to say to that?
This gay ass nigga in his car with glasses on and the damn hat, like some Brokeback Mountain extra and shit. What the fuck? Gay iron cowboy, more like fag cowboy. Keep it out your asshole, my dude. But yeah. Listen, we got the style. That's what it is. I could be up here with a Nike Tech and a do-rag. Now, how that? And y'all call me a nigga. But I come up with some style. It's like, oh, no, he's good. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. Shout out to bro. Shout out for the $5 to you guys.
Thank you. All right, Mia, you was excited. I played that clip for you. You didn't really get much talking time the last round. You were so patient. Kick it off. What you think about the questions?
I am like so blown away. They mentioned the Wiener laptop. I am like legitimately blown away, but whoever asked the question, I'm definitely a little impressed that they brought up the Wiener laptop. So make a long story short, Anthony Weiner was a man that was in Washington. He got caught cheating on his wife, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, he had some alleged things on his laptop. And 9 officers viewed that laptop, and all 9 officers are dead in rapid succession. So do with that information what you will. All I'm saying is the 9 arresting officers were in there. They took that into custody. They saw what was on it for their, investigation, and every single one of them is dead. And Anthony Weiner was very close with the Clintons. He was close with John Podesta and all sorts of other Washington, D.C. folk. And then everybody who's seen that laptop's dead. I don't make the rules. I'm just saying. That's facts. They're all dead now. So do with that information what you will.
And Gray, this is your homie. This is the problem I got. More proof conservatism is a lie and Republicans are in a cult. Bro, we drag fucking Republicans every night. Now we finally have something that proves the conspiracies we've been saying, and y'all don't like it. Oh, don't talk about the Clintons. Shut up. Shut up. Stop crying. Anyways, because he cried, I'm going to allow Enzo to go next, and then I'll allow Andre since he cried. This is the clip. This is what Bill Clinton had to say about Trump. Let's listen.
I hate this, but because I don't believe I should inject anything. But I do not want to leave the impression, but since there was no follow-up question, the president never, this is 20-something years ago, never said anything to me to make me think he was involved in anything improper with regard to Epstein either. He just didn't. That's the truth. As I said earlier, the only conversation I had with President Trump about this was in the early 2000s. And I have no information that he did anything wrong. I just want it all out there. I want everybody to get it all out there and let everybody see where we are.
Since Gray loves to talk about my Muslim heritage, that is true. All Black people liked Bill Clinton. We have a picture of Bill Clinton in my grandmama's house. They were Jamaican and Black. I don't know. So this new Black people, those aren't Black people, but we had pictures of the Clinton. I remember that. Enzo, does this exonerate Trump? He said, I never saw him. He had nothing to do with it. I'm sure you're celebrating.
I'm not celebrating. It's just I like to be vindicated in everything that I've been saying for over a year now, that there's nothing in the Epstein files that's going to implicate Donald Trump. There's nothing in there. Look at the timeline. 2006, that was 20 years ago. What did Donald Trump do in 2006? Oh, I don't know. He went to the fucking feds about Jeffrey Epstein. Like Bill Clinton said 20 years ago. I don't really care for this anymore. Like it's not even fun being right anymore when it comes to the whole Jeffrey Epstein shit. I'm so done talking about it because nothing is going to happen to anybody because the public wanted the files out there, and now there's going to be no real justice. I mean, yeah, sure, you got a couple people around the world that got arrested for things, but it has nothing to do with the Epstein case at all. I mean, we can go through the ones in Britain. Has nothing to do with Epstein at all. You had people stepping down from our public perception from shit that's in the files. That's it. No real evidence. Nothing. No real justice. You got people stepping down. That's justice to you guys? No, I wanted to see people behind bars. I wanted Congress to change laws, actually investigate things, and actually put people behind bars. My biggest question is with this whole deposition, when in a congressional hearing do you ever get to defer to your lawyer and your lawyer speak for you when you're asking questions in a congressional deposition?
Lawyers can step in during a deposition.
I've never seen that in anything, like when they actually hold it in Congress. It's a little crazy to me.
Lawyers can make objections to the deposition. She's talking about the scope, right? So
I'm not talking about just that. I'm just talking in general.
Yeah, lawyers do that. That's what lawyers.
I've never seen that in a congressional hearing ever. Never seen it. When a congressional subpoena, the ones that are actually in Congress, never once have I ever, and I've watched hours upon hours upon hours upon hours on congressional hearings, have I ever seen a lawyer step in and try to speak for them or object to questions? Never once.
Andre, you're
well, Andre, you have a fan. Thank you again, Ian. He said, Andre, you're mad because you get the Steve Urkel part on Family Matters. Ouch. I mean, how are we going to go from Shaft to Family Matters? Come on, we need to stick with the generations. But I'm going to let Andre go next because clearly they want to hear from you. And this is what he had to say about going to the island and getting massages.
Ever had contact with an individual by the name of Shantae Davies?
I believe Shantae that's a distinctive name, and so I think that was the name of one of his flight attendants.
Okay. She's been described on being on a 2002 Africa trip and providing massages. Was she or any other young female on that trip underage at that time?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Did you ever receive a massage or have physical contact from her or anyone else on that trip?
You've seen the pictures. There was one time when I was sitting up and I got a back rub, a neck rub.
Okay.
And I think Shantae did it, but I'm not sure.
Okay. Did you ever visit Epstein's Little St. James Island?
No.
We have Virginia Guffrey, who has testified seeing you on the island with two young girls. Did this occur at all? Okay. Why do you think she would have made that claim?
Objection, speculation. You can't possibly.
Have you ever met her or any other Epstein associated underage girl?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay.
Andre, do you care? Do you don't care? What do you think?
I was gonna say, Bill Clinton will always be the first black president. Only niggas fuck their bitches at work. I'm gonna say that. Only niggas bring their hoes to work. That's why I like Bill. Bill's like, I'm gonna get these bitches here. Fuck all that other shit. My bitches come to me. I respect Bill for that. Bill will always be top tier, the first black president. Obama second. Just remember that. But anyway, I mean, I don't give a fuck. The Epstein files shit is over because we're seeing what they wanted play out right now on the global stage. I mean, they were going to blackmail a bunch of politicians and a bunch of corporate executives and get them to be more loyal to certain elements outside of our country, to compromise them, to pull favors. And that's exactly what they got. They got that on the global stage. They got that, with business, in terms of trade. They got that on foreign policy when it comes to Israel and these wars. So, I mean, it doesn't matter anymore. It's fucking sad that our government is just so disgusting. And it should show people, like I said, it's a race and class thing, that the people at the top don't really care about Republican and Democrat. That shit doesn't matter. You're low IQ if you think that it's like Republican and Democrat. It's about class and then also about race. And we have a group of people who are suppressing us racially, both black and white Americans especially. We're affected by this and we've been subverted.
Well, I'm sure I would love to hear Gray defend it. Gray said that Clinton was his favorite president of all time. This is what Epstein had to say about Clinton.
Who testified in the Epstein cases that Epstein said
you quote, like them young. Why would Epstein say that about you?
Are you asking his opinion? You're asking him to think about why Mr. Epstein would say
Correct.
something
Why
about him?
why would Epstein say that
So
about
she's
the
asking you
president?
to try to be in Mr. Epstein's mind and guess at what Mr. Epstein would have thought about.
Clinton likes them young, referring to girls.
First of all, that's not true.
What's not true?
That I have any interest in underage.
I didn't say underage, I said young.
But it's still not true.
Is an intern young?
Yes.
Okay.
At my age, anybody younger than I am.
Did you
is
know
young.
Jeffrey Epstein instructed a witness to deny you were ever on his island?
Man, I wonder if he has a touch of the Parkinson's.
Did you ever travel to Zorro Ranch?
That hand was shaking.
Is that the one in New Mexico?
Yes.
No.
Okay. Have you ever flown on anyone else's private jet 26 times or more for overseas
he did
trips?
not age well.
Nope.
Bill still
I
look good.
have
Just a moment.
flown as many miles on other jets,
Black
but
don't
never
crack,
with as
all
many
right?
stops.
How many other people's planes have you used, like Epstein 26 times or miles, etc.?
I don't know. I did with Steve Bing, who's now deceased, and probably with 4 or 5 others.
Okay. So maybe about a half dozen billionaires total. So, how many dinners did you have with Ghislaine Maxwell or Jeffrey Epstein in attendance?
She's asking to the best of your recollection.
I have no idea.
Okay. Did you ever discuss sexual misconduct allegations made against you with Epstein or Maxwell?
Never.
Did Epstein or Maxwell ever offer to help manage or silence women who made sexual misconduct allegations against you?
No.
Did Epstein or Maxwell ever offer financial support directly or indirectly to legal defense funds related to impeachment proceedings or civil actions against you?
Not to my knowledge.
Do you think a young girl massaging a president is unusual?
So are you asking his opinion?
Well,
You're
he was
asking his
massaged by
opinion?
a young woman. I'm asking if he thinks it's unusual that a president, sitting president of the United States, leader of the free world, that
So I'm
it's
sorry,
unusual
are
a
you
young woman
speaking
would
to,
be.
are you talking to the instance of the
Yes, is it unusual that
the
a young
back
woman would be
massage
massaging?
that occurred while he was not president? I'm just trying to understand. You said a president of the United States?
Former president?
Thank you. Just trying to make sure we're correcting the
Are you
time frame.
filibustering?
No, I don't need
Okay.
to. I'm actually trying to make
I
sure
think
that
I'm
as
pretty
you,
clear. He said he
you
knows what
said he
young-
was a sitting president.
Excuse me, could we just please go one at a time? Thank you.
You said a sitting president. I want you to be clear so that when he answers
Former
you,
sitting
the
president, how
record
do
is
you want to
clear.
do it? Is it unusual?
I have
Objection
no
calls
idea
for-
if it's unusual.
Objection calls for speculation.
I figured. Did you ever think that all these women around Jeffrey Epstein or Ghislaine Maxwell was odd, unusual, weird, or creepy?
There weren't all that many around when I was there.
How many would you say is not all that many?
I think on this big plane that was working long hours, having 2 to 4 people on there, I thought was, as far as I knew, they were all helping.
Flight attendants in tank tops and jeans, right?
No.
Do you believe you were a victim of a Jeffrey Epstein intel operation? Do you think that you might have been caught up in some of what he was maybe potentially doing?
Excuse me, Congressman, which question are you asking?
I'm asking
Intel
if the-
operation?
First of all, I don't.
Some type of intel operation. I'm just curious because it's been speculated on today and yesterday
understand.
that he may have been an intel asset. Do you think, perhaps knowing what we know now, the proclivity of it all, that he may have been targeting you as part of an intel operation?
I doubt it.
In 2019, you stated after he was arrested, I guess this would be the second time.
Boy, he don't want to get killed by them juice boxes. I can't believe. I mean, it's bro, I'm not gonna lie though. It's like, bro, this would have been his out. I was targeted. Let me save the world and the country before he don't want to get killed. But
He's
I'm
not a
feeling,
victim.
well, the reason why I think to Mia's point, I did see him shaking. That's probably why they did the deposition now in New York. He probably has something going on that's really bad, and he's on his last leg. Ray, what's your thoughts? Now defend your boy.
Well,
What you think?
First off, I'm gonna say Bill Clinton is not my favorite president. It was Obama. That's when I joined the military, when I saw Obama's inauguration, and my baby mama was pregnant right behind me. So what I'll say regarding that with Bill Clinton, speaking of relationships, Bill Clinton been married this whole time. I've cheated before. I would be shaking like a leaf if I'm getting asked questions from 10 years ago about this broad. I'm gonna be like, oh snap, I don't know. I'm gonna, unless they got a polygraph, I'm gonna say whatever I feel like is what I'm gonna say. Now I don't condone messing with young women, and obviously Bill did some infidelity, but for these old guys to be living their lives, got away with it, whether it's Bill Clinton, Bill Cosby, whoever on the list, Diddy, and then they in their older age, and then they get pulled into a courtroom, and then they get asked all these questions when they about to go to a nursing home. It's hard enough to keep a woman. Now you got Hillary answering questions. Now he might lose his marriage. Now he's gonna be by himself. Oh, so hey, if they like it, I love it. But I know how hard it is for men with these women.
Who's losing their marriage? What? What? You think Hillary's leaving him? They're going down the ship together.
We about to play that for her next. But Lamb, you said you had something to tell us about the primaries in Texas.
Listen, it's looking rough for Miss K-pop demon Jasmine Crockett. Things are looking rough, y'all.
Cardi B's homegirl? What happened? Can you zoom in?
Yeah, 40% is in, but she is down 6% to Tallarico. Ken Paxton is also gonna lose his spot, but listen,
nigga bitches are out.
Damn.
Damn, nigga bitches are losing this year. It's a good thing. Their hair hat club is taking an L tonight.
Hey, we got our hair hats are in place. They're still good.
So she need to hold on to hers. The wind is blowing. The bitch gonna lose.
I mean, she wasn't really that popular anyways, to be honest. I didn't think she was gonna win.
Listen.
She let the Democrats play her. They forced her into the ghetto black woman box, and she played that part too fucking well. So now nobody's ever gonna look at her like a professional.
Well,
she did that to herself.
From her first campaign, Ryan Graham reported from DropSite that she actually asked like her advisors, "What do I need to say?" And that's when she started getting that big tech money, that big Israel money, because she was willing and able to mold into whatever the fuck she would need to do to win. She's like another Kamala. She's a complete technocrat. She doesn't stand for anything. She doesn't have a policy. She just runs on her identity politics. She's really unlikable. I agree. She's pretty.
I mean, I agree. I am for, if we can find a Democrat that does their job, I would support them. But Jasmine, really, it's not just for me that she's a Democrat. To Kimberly's point, she is a terrible person. I'm sorry. I know there's fans on here.
She doesn't have any like policies or morals or anything. She doesn't have anything that she stands on. She just goes with the wind, and she tries to, own the Republican base. A lot of, both
just a nigga.
Republicans do that. I think it's silly. I don't think she does. But
Kim, it's simple. It's simple. She's just a nigga. That's all you got to say. She's just a nigga. Listen, we knew she was a nigga from the beginning because that's why niggas voted for her. She's like, oh, this nigga too. Shit, I'm gonna vote for nigga bitch as well.
To Kim's point, she's right. The only thing I've heard Miss Crockett say in the last 12 months is basically Trump is bad. I haven't heard her say anything else beyond Trump is bad. And I'm sorry, but you got to say a little bit more than that. The only thing, doesn't matter. She's on Capitol Hill, Breakfast Club. I mean, everywhere, Shade Room. The only thing she says is Trump is bad. And it's like, well, what are you doing to make life better for people in Texas or even America overall?
Yeah, the Democrats haven't seemed to learn their lesson. They're fucking losers. They like to lose. They like it. But I think also when it comes to the midterms now, I think the Republicans are also digging themselves in a hole with all this war shit. I mean, I like when the Democrats lose. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not conservative either, but I think it's gonna be a pretty close one when it comes to just because of all this Iran shit. But she's completely unlikable. She is really pretty though. I will say that. She has really nice skin.
She fine as hell. She got an ass. I can see the whole world in her pants. That bitch ass is fat. That's all I care about, Jazz. That's all I want to see is the ass walk around crying. That's it. I might run just to see her ass. That's it. That's the only thing I run on. I'm running to see her ass.
The
And
Florida
that's what
woman
we go
too.
run on to do.
There's a Florida woman. I think she has the same last name as me, Gonzalez. She is beautiful.
She black? No.
No, actually, I
Damn,
think
but
she's
that don't matter.
Mexican, which is pretty rare for there's not a lot of Mexicans in Florida.
She the one that got away.
What?
You'd be surprised. There's a bunch of Mexicans.
Is there a lot of Mexicans in Florida?
Yeah.
What?
Yes, I was gonna say there's a lot. That sounds like
Yeah.
I've only been to Miami.
there's a lot of Colombians.
I've only been to Miami, and people were telling me that I had an accent, and I don't have an accent. But
you do.
Well,
You do.
I mean, like,
I was like, if you think it out, it's okay.
I can hear the tacos in your voice. I'm sorry.
I mean, in Spanish, well, it's my first language, but when I speak in Spanish, los cubanos, puertorriqueños, they always ask me where my accent is from. I hardly saw any Mexicans when I went to Miami.
True. There's a
You
lot of
speak Spanish for real?
Mexicans. Yeah,
I speak Spanish,
muy
bro.
bien, era mi primer lenguaje.
Doritos, no the tacos, perritos. ¿Qué se tiene tacos prima? Come on, no. You don't spin no Taco Bell? Ah, come on. See that, Dorito.
there is a lot. I'm in Orlando. Miami's a lot of Cubans. That's true. They're mainly here in Orlando, but Miami is a lot of Cubans. Like, not gonna lie. Oh, okay. So we got a couple more clips and then we'll wrap up. Lamb, I'll have you do this one next. Speaking of stand by your man, the Democrats stand by their men. So, Andre, hey, maybe in the next life you got a chance with Jasmine.
This is the first time you're ever seeing this document. Earlier today, in my second round, I was asking questions, and I made mention that about President Clinton's visits to Epstein Island, and that a possible cover-up about those visits, and I was called a liar, I believe, by somebody on the other side of this table. And so I told you
I don't think I did
that I would provide this document and go over it with you. This is an interview by the FBI of an Epstein victim. It is 3501.144-032. And on page 8, which I'll give back to you, or I can read it to you. I'll give it this back. If you can read the last sentence.
Would you please read? I'm not interested in reading something. I have no idea what it is. If you want to read it, go right ahead.
Okay, I'll read it. I was called a liar over this. So this particular victim stated on the record in an interview with the FBI, Epstein wanted blank, the name of victim number 1, to say that blank, victim number 2, was a liar and that President Bill Clinton was never on Epstein Island. So I stated earlier for the record that Epstein directed victims to lie about your husband's visits to Epstein Island. I was called a liar. This is the
Excuse me, you were
document.
called, that is not accurate. The record will reflect, and the court reporter can read it back with respect to whether or not President Clinton had ever been on Epstein Island. If somebody had represented that would not be accurate.
So I said that
nobody
Jeffrey
made a
Epstein
statement about
directed
you.
that Jeffrey Epstein directed this victim to state a lie about Bill Clinton never visiting the island. Now on page 7, for the record, which I know you've never seen, there's a fully redacted paragraph, and that fully redacted paragraph in the unredacted files of the DOJ reveal that President Clinton, it redacts his name, and it also discusses notepads that the victim wrote down in phone calls with Jeffrey Epstein because she was told to lie about another victim and lie about Bill Clinton's visits to Epstein Island. I don't know why this information is redacted. And also the attachments in this file, by the way, there were notes. You cannot see those at the DOJ. They are still redacted, which is the reason we're here today. We want to get to the bottom of this and get the truth. My next question is...
Excuse me, was there a question?
I'm making a statement. I want to know if she's ever seen this document before. She was aware. I was called a liar earlier. This victim was told by Jeffrey Epstein to lie about Bill Clinton's visits to...
question.
Okay. I was just answering the question for the attorney. I have majority exhibit number 20 that I would like to enter into the record. And this is a
Why is
page
our legal team
88
Timu, Mitch
of,
McConnell,
federal
and
case
Timu,
between
Jasmine
Virginia
Crockett?
Giuffre and Ghislaine Maxwell.
That's wild.
On page 88,
So, Lamb, what's your thoughts? I mean, she was getting kind of saucy. She denies everything, but there's so much evidence, unfortunately, from what I'm hearing with Bill.
Yeah, I mean, listen, are we really shocked? I mean, I can pretty much think that everybody knew that the Clintons were either going to plead the fifth their way out of this, or essentially obfuscate from the issue completely. Like, I'm not shocked that she is playing this or doing this at all. Like, I don't think really anybody is. I like, even when Enzo and I were talking about this days before, we both said, like, the conversation was, well, they're just going to plead the fifth. Like, I don't really think anybody was expecting anything of substance to come out of this. Like, it's the Clintons. We knew what this was. But damn, Hillary did not age well. That bitch looked like they both looked like it was a bag of milk left out in the July heat. Like, good Lord. It's just obfuscation. Like, I don't know why so many people thought the Clintons were going to be honest about anything, let alone this.
Kimberly, that's because you're watching on the regular view. Guys, if you're watching, there's two chats. Like if you're watching on the regular view, it's like a smaller pool of people. If you go a long ways, it's a more bigger pool of people and you can be involved in the chat. Sorry. I want to put that out there because of something Kim wrote me. But this is the last clip, then we'll wrap up. This is Hillary losing the cool about being asked about money with Epstein.
I'm going to answer your question.
Now you're going to
This was what I spent my time doing.
I'm a survivor trying to look out for other
Well,
survivors trying to
and
get to the
I
bottom
was
of it.
taking care
You
of
waited
the
6
people
months
who
to
lost
get here today.
3,000
6 months,
lives
and now you're being
at World
defiant
Trade
and
Center.
indignant today.
You asked me
I have
about
met
Howard
with Epstein
Lutnick.
survivors. I'm a survivor myself. You have emails. You've denied that Jeffrey Epstein, that you tried to get Jeffrey Epstein to give money to you.
I did
but
not.
Howard Lutnick was
If
used
you
to
have an
get
email
money.
with me asking Jeffrey Epstein
I have
for
an
money,
email from Howard Lutnick sending it to Jeffrey Epstein and his people to
I
raise
don't-
money for
I don't
you
know about-
for an event, an intimate event for you at his offices
Well,
at Cantor Fitzgerald. You're
look,
going to sit
if
here
you-
today
if you would
and,
let me
and,
finish.
and obfuscate and say to this committee, you didn't try to get money from Jeffrey Epstein when there was an
Somebody on
intimate
the
event
period.
in an email that Howard Lutnick emailed to Epstein's people and Epstein
She
to
doesn't get
for
her
him to
period
come
anymore.
to your
I was
intimate
just about to say,
Cantor Fitzgerald.
Not fucking Hillary. I'm talking about the lawyer.
You want to yell at me? That's fine, but I'll yell right back.
Well,
okay? I am looking out for
very-
survivors. I'm doing
We
the
don't
job
even
that
have,
you would not
she's not
do
even a
when
real
you used to be
person.
a Secretary of
Probably
State.
correct
Thank
me
you, and
more
I yield back to
no,
Congresswoman.
on the
I'm going
opposite
to
end of
finish
her
answering the
period.
question, which I have a right to do. I am
Bitch drink
very
blood. Look at her fucking face.
sympathetic to your personal situation. I have read about it. I have seen you testify or speak on the floor about it. And I very much sympathize with not only what you went through, but appreciate your effort to stand up for survivors. I was a senator representing the people who were murdered on 9/11. Nobody lost more people than Howard Lutnick. You can say whatever you want. You can call him and have him appear before the committee. But I knew him as the man who lost the employees that he knew intimately, including his brother.
Oh Lord, the distraction is real. Enzo, what's your closing thoughts on the Epstein stuff? What do you think about that last response?
I don't know why she's so defensive. And again, never once have I seen a congressional hearing where lawyers can step in the way that they're doing in this. I think it's absolutely just a political theater show. Like I've been saying for months about this whole Epstein debacle. Like I literally have Epstein fatigue. Like can like we just move on, please, as like a country to actually like talk about real things that are going on. Like this is literally just the not us, right? I'm just saying in general, like the public, like nobody wants to talk about policy. Nobody wants to hold our representatives accountable. Nobody wants to do anything to progress. Nobody wants to actually put people in to bring bills that are everyone's complaining about, childcare and homelessness. No one's talking about that and putting people in place. No one's doing that. It's just yeah, Republican bad, Donald Trump, Epstein, Jews, Israel, Iran good. We stick up for Iran now because Jew bad. Like it's literally like, I'm sorry, like, and I've heard it so much tonight on the podcast, and I'm just gonna say it straight up. The amount of low IQ takes that I've heard tonight literally has made my fucking head spin. Like this is just getting retarded at this point. the amount of low IQ takes from people that literally claim that they are intellectual, that they know what they're talking about, that they can claim they can talk about things on a world scale. Like, please take a step back and actually reevaluate yourselves.
And so I would never say that about you. That is so mean. Okay.
Truth hurts.
Bro, what the fuck?
Truth hurts.
I was about to give you a compliment, Enzo. I was say, damn, you know, Enzo, I appreciate you. You never complained about the production, but you just said the low IQ take.
I'm sorry. Like I couldn't hold it back. Like there were some people on here that just made.
And why didn't you say it on here? Why don't you just say it?
There's no point of arguing.
Why don't you just say
lunacy.
it?
There's
But
no
you think
point
I'm
arguing.
low
Because you
IQ?
can't do it. That's what it is.
I have. Andre,
I think that's what it is, Enzo. I don't think. No, you haven't. You got fucking dog walk, buddy. You brought your buddy over here. He couldn't fucking hold up. He's like, well, sure. That's the greatest take of the night.
Walked me?
Well, sure.
No, I just wasn't going to. I just wasn't going to
He's like, well, I'm just not gonna do it, buddy.
I just didn't want to drag it out through the entire podcast.
I'll do a
Oh
one-on-one.
wow! Couldn't stand 10 toes.
Straight up.
No,
Straight
I'll
up.
stand
Straight
10
up.
toes.
Hold on.
Okay, wait.
Straight up.
Let's
I'll do
go.
a one-on-one debate with you. I'll do a
Hold
one-on-one.
on. Speaking of which, we will be hosting debates on Sunday night. Andre will be our first debater with Simple Black Theory this Sunday, 8-9. What time, Andre? You pick the time. Let us know. What's the time?
We do 8 p.m. Yeah.
We'll do 8 p.m. And then we're also working on an anti-Semitic debate with Andre. Andre's going to have a friend, and Enzo's going to bring a friend. I'm hoping it could be a really big name. And, you know, the names we talked about, Enzo, because I would like a good adversary for Andre. So we will have one-on-one debates. I appreciate Lamb for not dragging this on because there's 8 people on the panel, guys. And I appreciate everybody for not dragging it out. Everyone was respectful.
Yeah, like,
but
out of respect for Nora, because listen, if this is a normal TikTok panel, I would have just dragged it.
I agree.
But it's not.
I don't think
out of
calling
respect.
people low IQ is respectful.
Well,
True
Lamb
hurts.
didn't do that, though.
Oh, no, not Lamb.
Yeah, Lamb didn't do that.
Yeah, Lamb's cool. Lamb was all right. He's cool in my book.
Now Lamb's all right.
Now I'm okay.
Now
Damn.
he's okay. I'm just kidding.
Oh, nigga can't take a cop. Well, fuck you now. Then we're taking it
but,
back.
like, damn.
Now you're bad. Now we're not cool.
Okay.
Look,
Listen,
but
I'm okay with being the villain in everybody's story. It's okay.
shout out to the panel. We had some good compliments. Wow, open, honest communication between adult Americans. I have been looking for this for years. This was a nice discussion. I mean, we've all come a far way. I appreciate Andre because Andre is like so civil now. Like this is tame Andre. This is
Now?
tame Andre. Yes. Like,
This is true. This is very tame me. I did not give a fuck way back when.
but what? But
I still
Andre's
don't,
just
but-
better now because now we have a conversation. Now you can. If your point is supreme, it's because your point is supreme, not because you're an out debater. Anyways, nevertheless, guys, this was fun. I appreciate everyone for coming. We're going to start with closing thoughts. We're going to allow our guest, Lamb Chop, to go first. And Lamb, what's your closing thoughts?
Yeah, obviously, I don't want this Iran thing to drag out any more than it should. I would say probably 8 weeks is where I'll start questioning things. Also, people, this week is primaries. Go out and vote. For the love of God, go out and vote. Vote the people that you don't want in anymore out. Like this is where everybody that's been bitching for the past year, go do it. Go vote your people out. Also, if you're a Republican, for the love of God, I beg of you, use your social media and get Joe Gruters fired as RNC chair because he's doing fucking nothing. He has a 90 million war coffin. We don't know who the fuck is running in Marjorie Taylor Greene's spot. Do something. Go be useful. Go be an American fucking citizen. Put your voice out there and fucking get change done. Because if you don't, it's going to be another year of where we have the majority and nothing gets done due to people who are on their deathbed like Mitch McConnell. Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies, next. Kimberly, what's your closing thoughts?
That was funny. Yeah, go and do that. Okay. I just want to say, once you resort to ad hominems, you've lost your argument. I can make a point without attacking people, and I also don't get offended easily. You can call me whatever you want. I'll probably say worse things about myself than anybody else can. With that being said, I do respect everybody's point of view. I think we all, at the end of the day, have an idea of what we want and what we think is best for our country. I love this country. I live in this country. I don't live in Mexico. I'm from Mexico. I live here because I want to live here for many reasons. And one of my biggest heroes, Howard Zinn, said, "Dissent is the highest form of patriotism." That's why I criticize my country. And we can look at all sorts of different facts to illogically feed our paradigm or our point of view. But at the end of the day, if we just look at history, we can predict what's going to happen, and intervention is never good. It's expensive. Americans have already died over this. That is very sad. There's blood on Trump's hands. He's bombed more countries than Obama did now. And I think that we all just need to maybe take a step back and observe things more objectively based on principles and not just cult-like, idealistic, like partisan politics. But yeah, I think it was a nice conversation. Thank you all for having me. And so I would never call you low IQ. Okay.
Oh, well, that was sweet. Enzo, what's your closing thoughts?
Yeah, so my closing thoughts were this was a good episode, I will say that. Here's the thing. I said low IQ, but I didn't say any names, so if the shoe fits, wear it. That's all I'm going to say. With that being said, we need, as a country, need to get back to real issues. We need to be voting in correct representation to actually get things done in this country. We need to be voting out people that are not doing anything. We need to be talking about policies. We need to be talking about things that are actually going to make our lives better instead of focusing on the stupid little issues and conspiracy theories about we're occupied from within. When somebody can actually show me any type of evidence that says we're occupied from within, then maybe I'll start taking people seriously. Then maybe I'll start taking your worldview seriously. Because other than that, it's literally just fairy tale and bullshit in my eyes. And it's completely... It's the most retarded takes I've ever taken in my life. And I started as somebody who was not for Israel whatsoever, didn't really care what was going on in the Middle East at all. And now I love it. I love it every single day that people just push me more and more and more to become a Zionist, just to literally clown on people like this, because this is, like I said, low IQ takes. And with that being said, I still think it was a great episode. Respect everybody on the panel. Respect your guys' thoughts. Doesn't mean I have to agree with it. And I'm going to say what I want to say about it. And if, again, the shoe fits, wear it, then that's your fault. With that being said, everyone have a great night.
Thank you. Andre, my man. I'm sure you got a lot to say. I do like the brown. I don't know why they said they didn't like the brown. You look very nice. But go ahead with your closing thoughts.
Thank you. Well, we have a lot of pro-Jew, pro-Israel, especially with these black conservatives out there. I've really been trying to nuke these people, but we've been getting censored left and right. We have a mass censorship campaign going on in this country to have people not talking about the war from a negative, especially on the right, from a negative perspective. This is a Jewish war. This is a war that is going to bog us down and destroy our country. And it just shows that we're no longer a serious country when it comes to geopolitics, when it comes to our global stance. We've allowed Israel to dictate our foreign policy. We've allowed Jews to operate in our country and to push our people towards more poison. And it's a serious issue. We have to deal with it. So it's not conspiracy theories or low IQ talking points. The people who deny the Jewish influence, the Jewish supremacy across mainly Western countries. If you deny that, you're denying reality. You're denying the actual problem we're having in this country. So it's important for us to really look at this and examine it from a realistic lens. And, we could talk about policies. Someone talked about voting. No, voting is not going to change anything. You can vote Democrat and Republican. It's not going to fucking change. I've been right-wing all my life. I've been voting Republican for a majority of my life, and I've been voting. Guess what? It hasn't changed anything. Nothing has improved from voting Republican. You're just voting for one piece of shit over the other. This piece of shit had less flies or more flies. I'm going to vote for it depending on whatever it is. So voting isn't going to change anything, especially with the cultural and social problems that we have in this country. Voting your way out of this is not a solution. It does not come from that. You have to be loud. You have to be vocal. You have to be aggressive in your rhetoric and combating the shitty identity that we have as Americans. And also, especially for Black people, we have to do that even more. So I don't know what these low IQ boot-licking Jew lovers are doing, but, a lot of them over here are just kissing the ass of Israel and just proving the point that they're establishment pawns, or they're just too retarded to know what's going on. So, but we'll prove that out at a different time. So that's all I've got to say. That's all I've got.
Well, thank you, Andre. Gray, what's your closing thoughts?
I want to read a few chats. This person said this is the most down to earth discourse I've seen. Usually these types of lives are just people arguing with each other. And then the other one that you shared, Nora, wild, open, honest communication between adult Americans. And I've been looking for this for years. So we're supposed to be having this type of discourse. And this was really about religion. So and we argued about politics more than religion, which I think is a win. And this person said there's neither Jew nor Gentile, neither slave nor free, nor is there male and female for you. You are all one in Christ Jesus. So we did talk about biblical stuff, and we really didn't argue about religion. I know we talking about Jews and Iran, but I think we're speaking of it as Americans. But like Lamb Chop was saying, they just did the primaries, and like I always say on a new party, always vote.
Oh, you ain't gonna talk about Jasmine. Jasmine lost, I heard. But anyways, I'm going to take from some of what everyone said. And I got to agree with Andre. No political party is going to save us. But who I do believe is going to save us is Jesus Christ. And on that note, I'm going to give my time to pray for our troops. Listen, we don't have to agree with why we did what we did. I don't agree. I don't think it was the time to do what we did. However, I do love and support this country, and I love our troops. And with that being said, I'm going to bow my head. If you guys like to do the same, you can. But Heavenly Father, we come before you asking for your mercy upon our nation. Lord, we ask that you expose and tear down every false doctrine, every lie, and every deception that leads people away from your truth. Your word tells us that you are our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. We ask that America turn to your truth and walk in righteousness again. Father, we lift up the men and women serving in uniform, especially those deployed in Iran and the surrounding areas in the Middle East. God, we ask for protection over them. Shield them from danger, from the schemes of the enemy, and from the weapons of war. Send your angels to guard them in every place they go. We pray for their families waiting at home. Comfort them and strengthen them. And Lord, we ask that you guide the leaders of this nation to make decisions that preserve life and pursue justice. Bring our troops home safely. Bring peace where there is conflict, and let your truth shine brighter than every lie in this world.
Super chat.
What's it say?
$20.
Okay, you had to cut me off for that.
Big fan of your videos, not only honest and true, but delivery hilarious.
I was still praying. You had to cut me off for that. It's kind of rude. But anyways, Father, in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. God bless. Good night.
Before we wrap, I want to take a quick moment to talk about how you can support the new party. We are an independent media platform. No corporate backers, no political handlers, just a collection of voices representing all American viewpoints, especially the stories they don't want you talking about.
I'm disgusted with our government, and it doesn't matter which party you're talking about. I'm disgusted.
We are watching an active genocide. I don't know how else to put it. There are thousands of people getting killed every day.
This is the first time in history that an American cardinal has ever been elevated to Pope. It is legitimately make America great again.
Yeah.
Like, they're fighting for illegal immigrants, not immigrants. Illegal. Like, and they burning the flag and shit.
Like I always say, it was a great episode. I'm happy with the wins that Donald Trump's.
Like you heard Nora Skeptic say, we're going to keep bringing like different types of content and things that we know people want to see. And like we always say on the new party, always vote.
If you believe Americans can still have civil discourse, even in these polarizing times, we need your help to stay independent and keep growing. You can support us by donating to our GoFundMe page, becoming a channel member, sending a super chat, or grabbing merch from the New Party store. Every donation goes directly toward growing the channel promotion and our upcoming documentary. And as a thank you, donors will receive an exclusive copy of the documentary 1 week before it premieres. Who is the New Party? We're you, your voice, your stories, your America. We can only do this together. So if you're able, please donate and help us get the message out.